All right, what's up, guys? So my name's Douglas. I run a social media agency and on this channel, I talk about my wins, my losses, what I'm working on, what I'm doing good at, what I suck at, and I just wanted to talk about something for a little bit. I wanted to rant about it, and it's essentially I just got back from a shoot, and it's the idea of can you use iPhones to film content as an agency? Is it effective? Does it work? I just bought this 16 Pro Max with the idea that I would use it more for filming my social media clients. Normally, I go out with my FX30 on this little gimbal, and that's what I use. I got it set up so it'll go vertical, right? And I can just film some social media content with this using my 16 millimeter lens, and it works out okay, right? But what I found myself doing today was, for example, I was filming a pest control company, and I was like, hey, what are those tubes, Big, long backstory of I'm starting to shift the way that I do my content because I've had clients recently do really good with views on accident, so I'm like shifting the way. And it's a lot more run and gun and less scripted, less planned, just like I want to capture the authentic moment. That's kind of the direction that I'm going, right? And so anyway, today it's like, hey, well, what is that, right? And I want to capture that response, and I want to be able to like move the camera and point at different things and like get that. Because then he's like, oh, well, that's this. And he's like talking about it. And like trying to go back and forth from him to that, to this, to that. And a cinema camera, granted, this is on a Blackmagic right now, filming me a 6K. This is a little less cinema than that because it's autofocus and stuff like that. But it was still hard. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, and then he's like, and then over here, and I'm like, shit, I'm trying to keep up, and I couldn't, And so what I found myself doing a lot more is for those kinds of things where he's talking and pointing and we're moving, just pulling out the phone and getting the content. And in my experience, this content fits in a lot better on social media. When I'm scrolling through social media, I can tell it's an ad right away, and I'm sure you can too. You see it, you're like, oh, ad, boom. You just keep on scrolling, right? It's a very frustrating thing. And so one of the things I'm trying to do better for my clients is make their content blend in naturally on the real shelf, the short shelf, so that it doesn't feel like an ad right away and skip. And I think dynamic camera movements and stuff like that, just like your friend would do on an iPhone, is one of the ways to do it. Now, the drawback I have here is if you're paying me $4,000 a month to make social media content for you and I show up like this, you're not going to be very confident in your purchase, right? But when you show up and you got shit like this, you're like, all right, let's go. Like, I'm ready to film. You look a little more serious, right? People take you more seriously. Even though, honestly, this costs as much as the damn phone. Like, this is not a super expensive camera. People take you more seriously with the camera gear. But the content that I've found is easier to create and better results with things like that. Now, keep in mind, I'm a social media agency, not a video agency. I have a friend that kills it. He has a video agency. They use all 6Ks on sliders and things like that. And it's like they've got lighting all set up and everything like that. I'm just run and gun. I want to capture the authentic moment. So I started making a pivot to the social media content using the camera and then a lot of the phone. And I think a lot of the clips I end up using are from the phone. It's easier on the editors. Like, there's just so much benefits to it. And I'll still bring this along. This is nice to set up when I do like nice lighting and we do like an interview style thing. I would absolutely use the FX30 over the phone. But so far what I've been doing is a lot of phone work. And I'm curious what you guys think. Is it okay? Should I lower my prices? Should you lower your prices as a social media agency if you don't have the expensive gear, if you're just filming on your iPhone? Or is that something you tell the clients, like, look, I have expensive camera gear, but I don't use it because it doesn't get the same results. And you tell them that up front. You're like, look, I'm going to probably use my phone. And I don't know. It's a weird thing right now, especially as everything's evolving. Like, Caleb, the guy with the video agency, if he showed up to a 5-figure shoot with iPhones, they're like, what the hell is going on here, right? And that's kind of how I feel. at a higher price point for social media services, you show up with an iPhone, they're like, well, shit, I could have done that, right? So one of the things I did, and I'm going to make another video on it, I'll link it to this video. One of the things I did is bought this. This is a newer, because Small Rig doesn't have one yet, but it has this, and then it has a plate that you can screw on a 67 millimeter filter to, and you can just attach it. Eventually, you can just attach it, and you've got something very like this. You've got this badass case for your phone. You can put an ND filter. You can put a Pro Mist filter. You can give it a little more of a cinematic look, I think, if you're using the Blackmagic app to do everything. And, you know, it's got your holes there to screw stuff in. It's got a cold shoe mount on top. You can mount your SSD drive on the new iPhone if you want to do that. There are a ton of things you can do with this thing. And so I got that to hopefully make the video filming process seem a little more professional, even if it's just on an iPhone. Is it going to work? I don't know. That's what I'm going to do the next video about. We're going to take a look at this thing and review it and share my thoughts on it. But what I want to know in the comments from you guys is, should social media agencies be using an iPhone, or is that what separates the serious ones with the not so serious ones? Maybe it's all about making it work for you, figuring out your style and your unique edge, and then moving around the way you do things to make it work for your clients. I don't know. But I just had that thought today because I was out there filming like with two things at once, and the phone was just way better. But I wanted to share that experience with you guys. I'll keep you updated how it goes with the iPhone stuff if I run into any pushback. And I'm going to film a little breakdown of this thing right here. So we'll do that next. Bye.